There's a link on my TikTok and my Facebook pages. You can order a print on demand through Amazon. You can go on my website. You can download a PDF copy, $5. This is the paperback version from Amazon. I haven't gotten the hardcover versions yet. It's full color. Kind of like a step-by-step how to make Chicago-style pizzas. Thin crust, deep dish, stuffed, and whatnot. I think there's about 15 recipes. And today, I made a couple already, so I'm running late, way late, and ill-prepared. So we did Uncle Pepper's Crispy Chicago Dough, which brings me to one of my news releases. Going to start a video podcast, kind of like David Chang did with Dinner Time Live, or does. Have a guest or two, let us cook and chat. 45 minutes, hour and a half, whatever it takes, whatever the dish is. Not a tech person, so this might take a while. If any of you have tech experience, go to email me, chicagojohnnies@gmail.com. Maybe we can get connected. Imagine most of the people that are watching this, I already know. But I'm going to call it Growing Peppers, and it's going to be just me cooking for people and having stories, people that have some kind of influence in my life, or that I've known for some time, or maybe I've just met. But just talking back and forth, see how I've grown as a person, or have not grown. Memories, stories, ideas, stuff like that. Uncle Peppers is what my nephew calls me, Uncle Pepper, so as a personality, I feel like Uncle Pepper fits. I love peppers, sweet peppers, mild peppers, hot sauces. I get no affiliation. Look for Growing Peppers. It's going to be a video podcast, cooking with a couple of guests. I still have to figure out schedule and all that stuff. I'm a fly by the seat of your pants kind of guy, and that's what I'm going to be doing. So, what was it, 2 days ago? Today's Friday, so Wednesday I made this dough, left it out for about 6 hours, knocked it down, put it in the fridge. I also made another recipe in here, which is atypical for Chicago-style pizza, but it's what I started making at the same time about 10, 12 years ago when I was incorporating semolina and whole wheat in a lot of the stuff that I was making, mostly whole wheat at the time. And it took a very long time to figure out the ratios of how much semolina and wheat flour you can use, whole wheat flour, to come up with a good pizza that stayed crispy. So I finally did that. This one, I don't recommend making the same day ever. I would at least let it sit for a day to hydrate the flours. Semolina takes a while to absorb the hydration. So this one I definitely wouldn't do the same day. This one you can do in the morning, leave it out on the counter, knock it down, 6 hours, knock it down again after a couple hours, and then you can roll it out and use it. If you're going to do it the same day, I would suggest using bread flour for it, so it's a little more structured. That's what I did today. So I have Uncle Pepper's Crispy Chicago Dough. This is one batch. It's like 220 grams, I believe. 214 grams. We'll roll it out, we'll trim it, and we'll bake it. This one I used half beer, half water, and I used lard as the fat, and then I used bread flour. You can see. So this one sat for 6 hours, knocked it down, put it in the fridge, 2 days. Took it out this morning, 3 hours ago. It's got some good smell coming from it. 3 or 4 days is what I prefer on a crust like this. You can go up to a week, you can go a little longer if you want to. The longer it's in there, the more funk it gets, almost like a cheese, like a Romano sharp cheese. I feel like at some point, once it tips over the edge, if you're doing a very basic pizza, like a cheese pizza, or like cheese and pepper or something like that, that's fine. When you start loading it up, I feel like it's competing flavors when it's too strong of a dough, too strong of a crust flavor with a lot of toppings. No, you can't have this. You can see this one turns smooth. When you first make this dough recipe, I usually use a paddle because it's very dry. I put all my hydrations in here, so 43.57% hydration. If you're a pizza maker, you know it's very low. So it doesn't come together, so almost like when you're making pie crust or shortbread cookies. So I usually start with the paddle, get everything to come together a little bit. It looks like it's very shaggy, little balls. Doesn't really come together well. Take the paddle out, let it sit 3, 4, 5 minutes, then switch over the hook, and then it will come together. If you need to, you can take some ice water and you kind of flick it in like you would with making pie crust. This will help get it to come together. But this one, since I only left it in for 3 days, which is good, I use beer, half water. Just gives a little bit of a start to the funk, but it's still very mellow. And then I use lard, because lard, bacon fat, and refined coconut oil seem to be the 3 crispest crusts at Crisco, but I don't really like using Crisco, or shortening I guess they call it. And since there's a lot going on here, I didn't need to use a heavy like a corn oil or butter, again, because it's just putting too much into it, going over the top with it. And with pizza, I feel like you be conscious of your toppings when you're picking your crusts. Speaking of, so that was Uncle Pepper's crispy Chicago dough. I also made the semolina whole wheat flour crust. This one's 53.57% hydration, so it's a little more hydrated, but it needs it because of the semolina to really hydrate the semolina. So this one starts out, you'll do water, yeast, semolina flour, and whole wheat flour, and then you let it sit. This one I let sit about 6 hours to try and really hydrate the whole wheat and the semolina, because those take a little while to absorb the hydration. Then I take that, I add the water, I mix it into like a slurry, and then I add the other ingredients, which it's basically just fat and flour and water at that point. So you add the water, you get like a slurry. Then you add your fat, and this one I used lard as well. And then your salt, and then your flour. Then you knead it. Once it comes together, you knead about 3 to 5 minutes. You can go longer if you want. The longer you go, the more likely you are to build up too much gluten in your, especially the thin crust. Dough is going to shrink up as it bakes. So 3 to 5 minutes I found. And a KitchenAid on, well, it'd be setting, it'd be number 2, but it's the first setting. That's my ideal, but you'll find yours. And like I said in the beginning of this book, you know, write in it, take notes, change it the way you want it. If you are very new to this, and this dough in particular is very low hydration, either use a dough that's more hydration for a recipe, or add a little bit more liquid to it. It will make it easier for you to work with until you get used to it. Kind of like making sourdough. If anybody out there has made sourdough, it's a very wet dough. And at first, you just mess up, and then all of a sudden you get it. And then once you get it, you're like, how did I not get it before, you know? It's kind of what this is like. So for both of these doughs, this morning, probably about 9, I rolled out a 12-inch crust and docked them. And